Hello and welcome back to the Reapers. So today we're looking at the Viggen and using air-to-air missiles. First we'll look at using it with the radar turned off, and then we'll look at it with the radar turned on. So first of all, look at the missiles. So on pylons 3, 2, 5 and 6 we can have missiles, air-to-air. We can have the RB-74, the more advanced missile. It's essentially a copy of a Sidewinder L, I think, Lima, which is relatively modern, advanced Sidewinder with all aspect shooting, which means that you can fire at a hostile when he's coming towards you, or he's going away from you, or side to side, or whatever. Now, on the wingtips, so stations 1 and 7, we don't have that option. We only have up to the RB-24J. Now, I'm not sure which Sidewinder version that copies, but it's an early version, and now, as I understand it, it only has rear aspect shooting. So for the outer missiles, stations 1 and 7, you have to be behind a hostile, essentially chasing him for this one to work. Now, I don't know why that is. That's kind of weird that you can't have the good Sidewinders on all stations. Also, if you have these equipped, these RB-24Js on pylon 1 and 7, you don't get to choose which missile you fire first. You will be firing stations 1 and 7 before you start to fire the inner station. So you'll fire the crapper ones first and the good ones later. So that's something that's tricked me a few times, just something to be aware of. So we're going to arm up full of Sidewinders, and we're going to get in the air and find something to shoot. Stand by. Okay, right, we're in the air now. We've got a series of targets in front of us. Now, before we shoot them down, let's go and look at the keys we're going to be using. So we've got, first of all, this one here, auto throttle disconnect / IR missile fast select. If you press this, basically it sets everything up so that you're ready to fire your Sidewinders. It drops whatever you're doing and gets you in Sidewinder firing mode. So if it's basically like that, so that if you get jumped and you need to quickly select your Sidewinders for a dogfight, that's there and there for you. So you need to fire the missile, you need to hold down this trigger safety bracket, and the trigger itself is weapon release there. To turn on your radar, for air-to-air mode, I believe A2 mode is that there, A2 mode. And if I can find it, T1 fix is what we're going to use to acquire a radar lock on the target when we use our radar mode. And IR missile uncage is what we're going to use to uncage our missile. So let's carry on. Right, so we're going to press IR fast select. And you can see immediately our nav symbology is gone and we're set up for firing missiles. We've got these 3 markers here in the middle. Essentially what they're showing is the bullseye or the aiming direction of our currently selected Sidewinder. We don't know which Sidewinder we've got selected at the moment, but that's where it's pointing, that's where its focus is. And currently it's caged, so it can't move from that point in relation to the travel of our aircraft. So let's get close to a target, and as you can see, if we get close to the target, you can hear it getting a lock. When it goes to the sound you've got now, the high-pitched sound, it's got a lock. If I were to come away from the target again, it hasn't got a lock. So let's shoot this guy down with this mode. So hold the safety, fire the trigger, and hold your finger on the trigger, that is. And we shot him down. Now let's move to our next target. Now with this guy, we're going to use the uncage button. So let me just go and find him. Here he is. So at the moment, like I said, our missile seeker head is caged to our bullseye, to these 3 dots. Now that means that we can't track him unless he's right in the centre there, because as I said, he loses lock when he moves from our bullseye. So if we get him in lock there and press K, IR missile uncage, he's now uncaged. The missile seeker head will now track him wherever he goes within the trackable direction of the seeker head, so it can shoot out kind of, 30 degrees either direction, something like that. And so you see now, if he moves off of bullseye, it's still tracking him, and so that even if he was up there, I'll still be able to shoot him, assuming my missile can maneuver quick enough. So let's have a shot. Oops, wrong button. Up it goes, and kaboomy. That's him down. The reason for uncaging an IR missile is so that you can get a lock on a target, then you can aim your aircraft in front of him. That way you can put lead on the missile shot. And so if the target is moving left to right or up to down, you'll want to add some lead to the missile shot without losing lock. So that's firing without a radar lock, and it will just keep firing missile after missile until they're all gone. Next, we're going to use the radar lock, so stand by for that. And boys, we're going to turn our radar on with A2. Our radar is on now. You can see the square, and we're going to wait until there's a bad guy in front of us before we ask it to lock. And remember, we're going to be pressing T1 fix, and so I'm going to press it now. And we've got some radar information. Okay, interesting information that we've got. I mean, that's our bore site there, where the centre of us is. That's our altitude, just out of interest. Here is our ranging information. So what we didn't have before is ranging information. What we do now have is, because we have a radar, is that we can get our ranging information. So what we've got here is, that's us in the centre there. This is the current range displayed as a horizontal bar, and these are the within or without range markers. So if that long bar was larger and outside of these markers, we're out of range. If they are within these outer markers, like it is now, then we're within range. So let's get out of range on purpose. Let's just fall back, and you can see the bar is getting longer. And this will compensate for the hostile's direction, the hostile's speed and whatnot, so it's something useful to use. And you can see that it's now out of range, he's outside of the bar, so if I shot now, it wouldn't reach him. So I'm just going to burn ahead and go and get him. Another thing to say, if I lose lock, if I head away like this, we'll get different HUD symbology. You see, we've lost lock now, so we'll turn back in. It should automatically acquire lock. If it doesn't, then I'll just press T1 fix again. And it's automatically acquired lock again. Right, okay, so let's put our afterburners on, and let's go and burn up to the guy and take the shot. Again, you'll need to, before pulling the trigger, you'll need to acquire a heat-seeking lock, and you can hear the same sound, so we've now be able to fire. Also, we're now within range, according to the radar range, so you're now good to fire. The bore sight, again, is this dot here, so that's where you need to keep him near for the missile to get a lock. And also, you can uncage again, so I'm uncaged now. And I'm probably going to shoot past this guy if I'm not careful. I am. So I'm just going to pause it there. So I can uncage again, so the circle will follow the guy around, and I'll be able to basically put him out the side of my glass and still have a lock on him. So that's it. Let me just do a little break and actually shoot him down. Where's he gone? There he is. Let's lock him up again. T1, acquire the radar lock. And we're within range, and fire. Boom! Cool, simple as that. So you can use it with or without radar ranging. I prefer not to use radar ranging, I just do it by eye, to be honest, but that's there if you want to use it. That's all I can think about air-to-air weapons in the Viggen. I hope that helps, and I'll see you later.